In this movie, I want to talk a little bit about creating splines. So let's go ahead and just start a spline. Notice that we have, going off the screen here, we have several types of splines. First one is a regular spline. Second is a style spline. These are really just the two I want to focus on right now. So if I just create a regular spline, the spline that's been in Solidworks for years, we click on the initial point, and each point that we click is a point that's actually on the spline. And you can pick up relations with these points. You can add dimensions to them. I double click for the endpoint. Press escape to unhighlight the spline. And now I can edit this directly with the spline points. I can add dimensions to this. I can add sketch relations, even fix it, or add horizontal, vertical, and any sort of appropriate sketch relations and dimensions you can add. You can also show the control polygon here, and let's do that. Notice that the control polygon is gray. You can use the control polygon, but you'll notice that you can't make relations to it or dimensions. Let's create a style spline now, just for contrast. You click the first point, and now this second point, it's not really showing you what it's doing here, but what it's trying to do is it's going to allow you to create the control polygon. So this second point that you place is not going to be directly on the spline like on the first spline we created. It's going to be actually the control polygon. So we click there. Notice how the spline pulls away from the point that we added. We click one down here. We click one back up here, trying to make the same shape that we made on the first spline. And then we come back down here. Okay, and I can hit escape or double click or however I get out of that. Now I can pull the weighting on these a little bit and try to make it, roughly the same shape. So let's zoom out and pull these apart a little bit. Now you can see the differences between the regular spline that has the through points right on it, and the style spline that has no through points, but it has a control polygon that you can add relations to. Notice it's blue, and it functions just like a sketch, but it's reference geometry in this case. Okay, so you can add dimensions. Let's just prove that by adding a dimension between these 2 points. You can add sketch relations. So we can take this line and this line and make them parallel. Okay, don't know how you'd want to do that, but you can. So there's a lot of things that you can do here with constraining the spline. Okay, now one thing we talked about in the course of the chapter is fully defining a spline. One thing I recommend doing is taking a regular spline, which we can call a B-spline, turning it to proportional, and then you'd have to fix one end and then fix the other end one way or another. Now that becomes fully defined. Now, if you want to go through this process of doing this and undoing it every time you edit a spline, then that's up to you. Personally, I don't constrain my splines any more than the situation requires. If I'm using this to create a boundary curve and I've got another curve that comes through here, then I will create a relationship between this point and the other curve that's going through. But in general, I do not do this little trick with the proportional spline. Another trick that you can do with your style spline, and I kind of glossed over this, is as I'm creating my style spline, you have the option to create one of several types of splines. A Bezier curve is what the style spline is typically by default. But remember, the B-spline is the standard SolidWorks spline. So what this allows you to do is to create a B-spline where you can constrain the control polygon. So I can go ahead and sketch this like a style spline. Mathematically, it's creating a B-spline, but I'm able to constrain the control polygon because this is a style spline. They had to do it this way because of legacy issues. That's my guess on this. But you can change this back if you want to change it to a regular Bezier curve, or keep it as a style spline. Change the degree. That's going to change the shape of it slightly. So these are all tools that will allow you to tweak the shape and have a little more control on your splines, and also allow you a little more freedom in how you create and control the splines that you make. You'll notice that the through point method would be great if you're tracing over something, because you can put these points right on the edge that you're tracing. The style spline with the control polygon is a little more difficult to initially create something exactly on a line. But what you can do is, if you sketch a regular spline this way, you can go back, right click on it, and convert it to a style spline. But now you've got the control here, and you'll be able to make a smoother spline. Typically, when you're working with a style spline, you're concerned about smoothness, so you'll probably want to have the curvature comb turned on just to show how smooth it really is. I could go on with examples talking about splines all day here, but what's really important is for you to get in and play with some of the settings, play with some of the options, play with some of the different methods, and then later on we'll use some of these in a real application, creating a real model, and you'll see the different ways in which you'll want to control and analyze the splines that you make. And you can make your own decisions based on all of this information.